Hi, I'm Dale Glenn with JC Enterprises in Cleveland, Oklahoma. If your toilet is rocking and unstable, I'm going to show you just in the next few minutes how you can easily fix it without a problem. You don't have to rip the floor out. The traditional way of doing it would be to cut out a spot or a square or whatever around underneath your toilet, put new flooring back in, then you obviously have to put flooring to match over the whole bathroom. So that's going to be costly, very costly. Then you got to touch the paint up, and if you have to pull the trim off, and it can get really expensive. So with our new product, the ReinFLOORcer, I'm going to show you how in just a few minutes you can take care of this problem, and it'll last for years and years and years. Okay, we're back, and what I want to show you is what I've done so far. Now, obviously I've removed the toilet. It was wobbly and having problems, and I've realized that I only have about 1.5 to 2 inches of rot around the toilet flange itself. So you can have, that's plenty of room for the ReinFLOORcer. You can actually have rot out to around 3 inches or so, maybe 4, as long as you can get some solid wood around where these wood screws go in. This will hold your toilet stable. Okay, so first thing you need to do once you get your toilet off, clean this up a little bit. There's a ring, a metal stainless steel ring that's attached to the toilet flange when you buy it or when it's first installed. So you need to just take your multi-tool, find the most open spot, usually where the screws go in, the attachment screws to the toilet, and just take your little multi-tool, zip through that, and it doesn't matter if you nick your toilet flange a little bit, because the wax ring will take care of any of that problem. So cut this, snap the old ring off, and the ReinFLOORcer comes with a new split ring that you're not going to have any trouble putting back on here. So you got your old one off, and this keeps you obviously from having to cut out the floor, put new flooring in, then you have to match the linoleum or vinyl or whatever you have in in your bathroom, repaint, retrim, all that stuff. You don't have to do any of that. It's going to take probably less than an hour, 45 minutes to do this, and you're ready to go for years and don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to continue on. I'll see you back in a sec. Okay, so I explained to you a minute ago kind of where we are. Now we've got our old ring off, the one that was with the toilet flange to begin with, and we're down to just the toilet flange itself. And like I said, the ReinFLOORcer comes with the split ring. And I usually take and put a little mark on it. That way you'll know. You don't have to sit there and try to match up the holes and stuff. So you'll know exactly where it goes. And saves you a little bit of time if you mark it before you take it apart to begin with. And I usually put some paper towels down in there to keep from dropping screws into your sewer line. So we're going to lay the ReinFLOORcer right over the top of the sewer line. Now, on this sewer line, this was going into an old sewer line that was lead. So I was able to cut a piece of PVC. I put some silicone around it, and I put it right down in the old lead pipe. So I have the ability to move this sewer line up and down, which will not always be the case. You're going to need probably about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch or so of slack to where you can get this up enough to get the split ring on there. Now, this split ring's not it's just a thin little part that goes up underneath there, so you don't need a ton of room. And most sewer lines will have at least a little bit of give in them. So shouldn't be much of a problem there on that. But you have to get this up enough to be able to put your split ring. And I've got my mark here. So I'm going to put my split ring on where my mark goes. And it's just going to slide right in where the old one came off. And line my screws up there. And put the other half, just like so. And make sure it goes in the factory groove around the edge of it. And then we'll get our screws and get this split ring put together and get some of our screws installed. And I'll be right back in a minute and I'll show you how to line this up with the wall and before we start putting our wood screws in. Okay, we're back, and what I've got done here is I went ahead and installed my split ring on the ReinFLOORcer. I lifted my toilet flange up just enough to get the split ring in the factory groove around the periphery of the toilet flange and got it in there and went by my mark so I wouldn't have to try to find the screw holes and everything, and got that. Got all my screws in that hold the split ring to the ReinFLOORcer, and it's in the groove it's supposed to be in on the toilet flange. My Phillips screws are tight, and I've installed the toilet studs here that hold the toilet down, and I always like to put an extra stainless steel nut on top of it to hold it steady, so you're not trying to fight them while you're installing your toilet. So the only thing left to do is I've already stood up and got my ReinFLOORcer as close to the lines and where it looks really good and even and everything with my linoleum. Take a quick minute to measure both sides and make sure that we're perfect, so the back of the toilet's not sitting at an angle against the wall here. And basically ready to go. All we have to do now is install our white capped wood screws around into the good wood around the ReinFLOORcer and install our toilet. And that's just about how quick it is. All right, and that's all it takes to install the ReinFLOORcer. If you have problems with your toilet, don't want to rip your floor out and try to match flooring or repaint and all that, bathroom remodels can be pretty expensive. So for less than a couple of $100, you can put in a ReinFLOORcer, usually less than an hour, and save you a lot of time, trouble, and effort, and it will last for years to come. So I appreciate you watching our video. I hope you've gotten some good information out of it, and if we can help you, there will be information at the end of this video where you can contact us at JC Enterprises in Cleveland, Oklahoma. My name's Dale. You can ask for me, and appreciate your time, and remember, see yourself with confidence.